we can go and vibe. Somewhere we can go and vibe. Just together we could get a little lost in time. Oh baby, there ain't nothing holding you or I. So come along, I know there's somewhere we can go and vibe. I know there's somewhere we can go.
Yo, what's up guys? This is Yamoria and we're here to shoot the Queen's Fortress episode 7.
So we're here with Masai Sepuru. He is a performing artist, a poet, a writer, a director, a visual artist, a set producer. The list goes on and on and on.
A slam winner, slam champion.
Slam champion.
Alright guys, now you know COVID has stopped us from doing what we love, but we won't let it get us down. We're going to be checking up on our poets, coming into their hoods, checking up on them, making sure they're okay, checking what's going on in their lives right now.
And today is a beautiful day, so we're going to shoot this outside in the park. It's going to be so much fun. We can't wait for you guys to join us.
Yes, gang.
Yes or no to artificial intelligence?
Yes,
Oil paint or acrylic paint?
acrylic.
If you could domesticate any animal, which animal would it be?
A cat.
But it's domesticated. And cats are evil.
Okay.
Another type of cat that isn't domesticated.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you been writing COVID poems?
I have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
If a holiday were to be added to the calendar, which holiday would it be?
Boyfriend's Day.
Oh wow!
Do you guys really deserve it?
Which artist would you paint a portrait of?
Which artist would I paint a portrait of?
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Okay, think about it. We'll come back. One thing you refuse to share.
One thing I refuse to share. My Wi-Fi password.
Will you ever create music?
I do need music.
To shoot your shot or not to shoot your shot?
To shoot for sure.
Have you SMS'd love to 31314?
No.
Land or free alcohol?
Len.
Okay, do you know why?
Wow.
Ow! Take a shot.
Yo, what's up guys? You are kicking it in the Queen's Fortress with Yamoria. And in studio we have our man. He is a set producer. He is a performer, a writer, a director, a yonke into Masai Sepuru.
Alright. Who knew that it would take a virus to expose the symptoms of a sick society? Something invisible to the eyes unveiled delusion of solidarity, almost forcing us to look at each other. Old injustices, splinters we have grown numb to, in pursuit of a vaccine. It would seem in actuality it is us under the microscope, the people of the world, as though nature has headed with our contentment and willingness to slave away into our graves and keep our heads down and cause no trouble and trust the news. The world is at a standstill. We are forced to look at each other with the risk of not dying in the hands of an enemy we can't nuke, we can't reason with. Even if the cure is found tomorrow, the damage is already done. The disguise is ripped off. The disguise is ripped off. Shameful, but shame is only temporary. We are already showing each other teeth, calling back to our retreats, trolleys filled to the brim with toiletries and snacks, while others are couched to the streets, left to face the wrath of the military. The scale is too imbalanced, something nature cannot allow. History will judge us harshly if we don't act now, if we don't realize that we are the better medicine we so desperately need.
You know what I've always loved about your work, Masai? It's so relevant. You know, when like recently on Twitter you've seen there's been this outburst of women exposing when they were raped and by who, and I listened to a poem of yours and you said, what do you mean you didn't sleep with her? What do you mean she was drunk? Are you gay? You know, you look into things that are so relevant and you write about them, you know. So now that we're inside and we're cooped up, I guess this is your one COVID poem. What have you been writing about? Like what's inspiring you?
The poem or what?
No, what's inspiring you lately with your writing?
Lately what this situation has given us an opportunity to like really look inward, because there's not noise. You know what I mean? You spend a lot of time by yourself thinking. So a lot of poems that I write has a lot to do with where I'm from, but mostly are nostalgic. You know, it's not like subjugation and oppression. It's more like nostalgia, looking back of the the fun times, you know, because like we black people can be happy as well, you know what I mean? And
Yes, we can.
those poems are coming out. Even I wrote a love poem.
Oh no, who did this to you? Who did this to you?
Nostalgia did this to me, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just more fun poems that I've been writing, you know, that have to do with nostalgia and looking back home and stuff.
And this particular piece, where was your mental space when you wrote that?
This particular piece was that because like a lot of poems about COVID that people have been writing is about hope and getting back on our feet and
They can't forget it.
and the punchlines with the COVID, and I'm like, it did something to society. It really exposed different classes, different
It
races.
did, it
You know what I
did.
mean? Especially in the
I think it's
beginning.
just highlighting it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It highlighted a lot of things that were clouded by business,
Yes.
by rush hour. You know what I mean? And then what COVID did is that it showed the blurred lines. You know,
It
that there
definitely
is a difference between black, white, poor.
Middle class, poor.
It was there. Now it's like evident. You know what I
Visible.
mean? Yeah. And also
You
like
mentioned,
the things that people prioritize, toiletries,
Yes.
toilet papers. and-
But why were they buying toilet
have
paper?
no
I
idea.
never got the memo. Y'all just went and bought this shit and I never got the memo.
Maybe like something will happen. They're like, oh, that's why. But for now, I'm like, I don't know. I'm
still confused.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You mentioned the word punchline.
Yeah.
And you are a slam champion. So you know
Speaking of
everything.
fun times.
Speaking of fun times.
How come?
So you are the current reigning Sol.
Yeah.
Last year you were Word and Sound
Not
King
the
of
year
the mic.
before.
The year before.
Yeah, that was solely last year. Yeah.
Oh yes. Ooh, I'm left behind. Hey. And you also won the Slam Speak Child. So you're clearly very familiar with the slam space
Yeah,
and what it requires. So let's actually talk about the punchline poetry
Yeah.
conversation. Is punchline poetry?
Yes.
Can we regard it as poetry?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so. I think there's a lot of you shouldn't box poetry. If you regard poetry as an art form, then you shouldn't box it. If you regard it as just a literature thing, then sure, you have your rules and everything. But the moment you involve the word art in it, so much, you know, because like I view poetry the same way I view paintings, the same way I view theater.
But then what is a prose poem?
You know.
If we obviously have definitions for things, and prose and poetry are on two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So what is a prose
Yeah, but then
poem?
that's the thing, that they're on the same spectrum nonetheless. You know what I mean? It's, for me, it's either it's two things. It's either a good poem or a bad poem, or that's one thing. The other poem is that whether I prefer it or not. You know what I mean? And if you look at different poems from different poets across timeline and across the world, you'll see that Shakespeare doesn't write a haiku, and he doesn't write like Zetindar, doesn't write like the Amoria, and if all of those people were to sit on a round table and to say which one is a better poem, I mean, it won't end well. But yeah, it won't, and it's very risky to say, you know, a poem's supposed to be in a specific way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And speaking then of slam and rules and competition, Word and Sound has now moved to a digital space, and we've seen how people have been messing around with the visuals and all that. So what's your experience of that then as poetry, when we then add visuals and change the writing in order to match visuals? Because I think we're moving into a very digital space and we need to accommodate that as well.
Yeah, we are. You know, but I don't know if it's changing the writing to accommodate the visuals. I think the visuals should find a ready-made poem and then find a way to then accommodate that. You know what I mean? But if you go out of your way to accommodate your visuals, to accommodate your writing for the visuals, it will sound like shit. Yeah, it will
You
sound.
actually did something amazing, Township Phantom.
Yeah.
What clicked in your head and was like, let me do this, let me add, who is the lady?
Musi.
Musi, that was amazing.
I collaborate with people now that I can like.
Did you work on the visuals yourself?
That's
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I did the poem recording and then she did the rest.
Is this something you're looking into as
Yeah.
growing your art space?
I think maybe next week something else is doing.
You heard it here first. You heard it here
I
first.
didn't even expect it. I'm going to text you on the day.
No,
So
good,
keep
good.
that.
Yeah, no,
All right.
it's coming. Yeah.
Now that we're not going anywhere, you have traveled the world. You went to Sweden last year, was it? Or this year?
Was last
Was last
Last
year.
year.
Yeah, talk to us about Sweden.
Sweden is.
You went with Hear My Voice.
I went
It
with
was
Hear
the
My Voice.
exchange
Yeah, shout out,
program.
shout
Yeah.
Sweden was amazing. It was. It changed my life.
Your bag got more
perspective.
footage than you did. It has more evidence that it was there.
Yeah, but then like I didn't want to like be followed with a camera, but I always wanted like I want to take pictures. You know what I mean? So I figured I have a character that I take pictures of. I don't want to bother Ishmael or Emma like I take a picture of.
But that's their job.
No, like they were experiencing Sweden, and I was like let me just capture it in my own way.
Speaking of Sweden, we're gonna play a game.
I
And
wanna-
losers take shots. Since you don't take shots, one of these niggas is gonna take the shot for you. Losers take shots, and here we accept only 70%. Ne?
Word.
Here on the show.
70% is
70.
pass.
So you have 5 questions. I
Oh.
expect 4 correct. These questions are about Sweden, right?
Oh no.
Absolutely.
No,
You can't
no.
travel to countries and know nothing about it.
I
You cannot.
was doing listen. Like
Listen to
before,
me.
let me justify. Like we had
Justifying your fail before you
no,
try.
we had a schedule. Like
It's
every
like you're
day,
gonna go missing traveling to countries and knowing nothing about it.
every day. we just-
Question number 1.
Okay, question 1. Masai.
Okay, in terms of area, Sweden is the what biggest country in Europe? Is it A, the 5th biggest country, B, the 1st biggest country, or C, the 10th?
The fifth.
You see, you're on a good track. All right, true or false? Sweden is the first country in the world to ban smacking.
True.
See? What is their currency?
Don't
tell me you went there broke.
No. It's a krona.
You're close enough, I'll give it to you. It's a Swedish crown.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But they pronounce it differently, so that,
Okay.
that
Okay,
pronounce it like
okay.
this. Did I just
Okay.
cheat?
Are you lying?
No, but they do pronounce it differently.
All right, 4. What is Sweden's capital?
Uppsala?
No. I will give you one more try.
Jesus. Gothenburg?
No. Masai,
No,
you
no,
have to get the
wait.
next one right. It's Stockholm. Masai, you have to
Stockholm.
get the
No.
Masai, you got 2
it
shots.
was literally my third
You have
try.
to get the last one right, Masai. Or else you're forcing someone to take shots.
It
They
was
didn't.
literally my next try. It was literally my
All right, number 5. How many lakes are there in the country? Is it A, 500, B, 95,700, or C, 20,000?
Hey. What is it?
Masai, it's 95,700.
I'm like, I was like, this number is 95,000. Of course, it's that one. It can't just be so
It
random.
can't just be so random.
It can't just be like that
Trust
one.
your God. Trust your God. Pass me the shot for one of the people to take Masai's loser shot.
Okay, you have a degree in performance
Losers take
arts
shots.
technology, right?
Yes.
And I feel like your performance is amazing.
Enjoy.
Like the way you perform, I think more than anything else, you're a performer. Does
you.
this help you? Did it assist you in order to go to school and study? Do you think artists should make it a priority to go to school and get a qualification in the art they choose?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Contrary to popular belief, performing arts technology, we're not performing. We're technicians. Set designing, costume, makeup. So that's what we did. I was just exposed to drama and musical theatre students because they were performing. And then I was always there, and I was always working with them. And I was a student, and like a lot of drama students thought I was doing drama because that's where like my gang was in the drama department. You know what I mean? And yes, that's the reason. Like that's why the reason people should go to school is not for the art's sake, but also because by the time you finish with a 4-year degree, you're already exposed with like-minded people who like share your ideas, people who want to like experience the world the way you do, and people who want to shoot like you, people who want to have an idea about theater or film or whatever it is that you study. And you already have people already looking into their next graduates. That doesn't always help, but it comes handy. A degree comes handy to say like I have it. You know what I mean? Then they trust you. They don't have time to see if you can actually do the thing. The degree comes as a proof. You know what I
get
mean?
it.
Doesn't mean you can do it better. Just mean that you
That
can
you
do it.
now
There's
have the
proof.
qualification.
Yeah, there's proof that you can do it. You know what I mean? You as a company, you're most likely to hire me because I can do it. So I don't have to go through a trial or something like that.
Okay, and speaking of throwing your poetry into the theatre space, let's talk about Morongwa. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, Morongo, yeah.
Morongwa. Talk to us about it. What is it? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you doing it again?
Yeah, Morongo was like, you know...
He, for those of you who don't know, he wrote
Yeah, he
and
wrote a play.
directed a whole play.
It's like of all the things that I've done, in slams and performances, Morongo is like the
Top
best
tier.
thing I've
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
When I look at it, I'm just like, what have
Shit, nigga, right?
Yeah, like what have I done here? This is the most incredible thing.
Yeah.
It's also because I
Have you
collaborate.
documented it?
It was actually at an infant, stage, because I think we only performed it less than 5 times. And yeah, and already it was taking shape that I'm like, this thing probably next year or 2-3 years is gonna be a thing. You know what I mean? And what it is essentially is a story about me. What had happened was Raymond, he's acting in Morongo, seen my work and seen the way I perform and liked the way I write. And he says, but there's something there. I'm like, I know, and then he's like, but then what are you gonna do with it? What do you think we should do with it? And then we wrote a play.
Yeah.
And he wanted to specifically make it about me and my life. You know what I mean? And how I write and how I think the way I think, and I'm like, but then, I'm not that, self-centered and like, but you have to do it, you know what I mean? And then I did it. And it came out beautiful. I don't say that about my work. I'm like humble, like, no, I try.
Please document it.
I try. But with Morongo, I'm like, yeah, I killed it.
Yeah, I do. I'm dope.
Everything else, I'm like, no, man, what? I don't know. Slam, what is slam? But Morongo was like, yeah, I killed it.
Yeah, shout out for that. We're gonna go into our first song. It's Tandiwe by Masol. And then when we come back, we're gonna speak the online space, Masai's jazz thing that he did, which was amazing.
And more pose.
Absolutely.
You're not connected to the thing.
I got my heart on my sleeve for you. Nothing you asked me I wouldn't do. We're like 2 lovers on the moon, under the African sun, stuck in a little cocoon. We built our castles in the sky. I'm about to travel to the light. It's not easy leaving you behind, darling, but I gotta do this for you and I. Time you you're not your father's daughter tonight. Time you you're my lover, so kiss me like it's the last. Time you farewell to you. This isn't goodbye, so pray for us, pray for me. Will you wish me Godspeed? Time you
Last night, whilst making love, your name slipped out of my lover's mouth like a stray bullet leaving a gaping hole in my chest. I watched her try to gasp back all the syllables, trying to swallow back her mistake, then coil out of existence. I just stood there and stared. The secret I've always known finally punctured its way out and its scent thickened the air. I suppose the elephant figured it addresses itself. Lately, she's been slipping away from me. My lover is becoming a stranger to me. She looked at me with resentment. My once sweet lily is growing bitter. The house is darkened by her resentment. You've tampered with her heart, and with mine as a result. I've seen how she smiles over the phone when she thinks I'm not watching. The spark in her eyes, that dims when we are touching. Her warmth is fading. Today I am here, looking another man in the eyes, asking for your ears and time, going against every bone in my body, offering you my spine in exchange for your disappearance, so I can remain with what's mine. I know this is not a fight I would win. I have neither the pockets nor the brute, the cologne nor the suit, the time or the youth to stop your pursuit. I am overwhelmed by the truth. I know I'm not the man I used to be. Work has taken a toll on these old bones. I've been trying to put on a show for her lately, but your eyes are making hard for her to see me. I'm here to retrieve what you have stole. What will happen at the end what will happen to the end of this thrill when you've had your fill? More men like you are already hovering above your kill. I know men like you. You think that the world is yours for the taking. Well, she's my world, the only one I have no shame defending. To you, maybe she's just another ember, a disposable soul you use to light a smoke. But to me, she's the fire that lights my home. I'm begging you. There are many other roses that you can pick, but she's my lily. I refuse to accept that the many years that I've sustained are in vain. Lord knows I don't deserve this. I've been nothing but kind to her. But kindness amounts to nothing compared to the gold-coated smile. She's banded and confused, and your parents is clouding her judgment. If you can just unveil her skies so she can see the stars I once promised her. My father once said, never fight for a woman. If she leaves, she leaves. Well, that is fine. But let it not be you calling her this time.
If you are wondering who the broken man who just shared that for us is, that is Masai Sepuru. A slam champion, a something, a young snack, light skin water. Masai, who broke you?
No one
broke you.
No one.
Why is it that humans, for some reason, we think if we were good to someone in a romantic relationship, they then owe us their love? Because I can still decide I don't want you tomorrow, even if you are good to me.
That's true.
And that does not make me a bad person.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But still, like, people have these expectations because, like, it's a relationship, like contracts. You know, I do something for you, do for me. You know, they shouldn't be. But people, that's how people do relationships. And
But I think it needs to be a contract, or else lines get.
yeah, but then now
Can't
you
really put it in pen and paper. I mean, it's like a,
We must. Then there wouldn't be so many problems.
Not like sign it like as a
We'll sit
condition of
together
time.
and decide.
Then what happens if I
What
go
should-
away? What's going to happen? They're like, well, how are you supposed
Was
to
it
come out?
in this circumstance? This is what must not.
You can't prepare for all circumstances.
You know what?
That
You know
is
what's that
true.
called?
Yeah.
A marriage.
Who broke you? That poem is dangerous.
No, nobody broke me.
I love your new work.
Thank
It has a different feel. I'm not sure how I would see it on stage because I'm used to you having that very
Yeah.
aggressive kind of persona on stage.
Yeah.
Do you know how you're gonna stage them?
I'm not gonna. Not me personally.
Or you're gonna have other people
Yeah.
perform your work?
Yeah, it's a route that I'm taking.
Step back.
Yeah, so step back and be on the lighting and the set designing because then, I have to like showcase everything.
Aye.
Yeah, and that's because I think it's very unfortunate that a lot of people think that poetry is limited to the experience.
That's true.
I mean, if you're a writer of anything, you have an opportunity to speak for other people who don't have those voices, that who doesn't have the skill. And another false belief is that if you've gone through something, you can write about it. You can
Yes.
have gone through something and still write a terrible poem. It's possible.
But you know, in the poetry industry, there's this whole conversation, right? That, like, especially when men speak for women,
Yeah.
it becomes a huge argument. So then, how do you counteract the fact that you have never lived in a woman's body?
Yeah.
You never will. You don't know what her true experiences are. Then, how do you counter it?
Another thing that's also like a lot of problems with writing, especially poems. People write poems in isolation. Such poems, I'm not against them, but they require a lot of research, a lot of work. Asking the person that you're writing about.
How do you describe that?
How do you
feeling?
describe? And whether or not you write it as a first, third, 10th person, I'm not bothered by that. As long as there's research that went into it and an understanding and being empathetic to the experiences. You know what I mean? But you cannot say someone can't write something.
That's true.
I'm gonna write.
Who's the person that
Who's
decided that?
gonna say, no, I'm gonna write. Whether or not you like it, I still
can't
give
tell me
it to you.
shit.
You can't tell me nothing. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Alright, so Masai is also a visual artist. So we're gonna put his skills to the test. We're gonna play a game of Pictionary. Robbie Rhodes is gonna guess what is on the board. We hope Masai does you justice. You know it's 70% here, right? We don't tolerate losers.
I want to bring my 30-second vibes here. You
Wrong
know, kill this
understand.
shit, yeah.
So what we have here is 10 different words. Masai has a whiteboard. He's going to prove that his skills are with it. Okay? I'm gonna show Masai a word. He's gonna draw it, and Robbie Rhodes is gonna have to guess what's on the board, and we can see how many of these 10 words you guys can get within 2 minutes.
Okay.
And just 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Two-
We
not
don't
2
count
minutes,
for, like,
1 second.
We don't count for wiping the board.
We don't count shit. 2 minutes.
Alright.
All right.
Uh,
You can pick any word.
cool.
Guitar.
Okay, 1.
Pen. Spear. Flame. Okay. Looks like a pencil. Pen.
Yeah, give me that one.
That's 2.
I won't even draw that thing. And I'm risking drawing it.
Why?
Because,
Masai, I'm conflicted.
Ink. Pen.
What?
Yes. If you didn't draw the pen there, it was gonna be a stretch.
Honestly.
Looks like a swing. Goalposts. I see a person TV screen. Someone inside a TV screen.
No. How did you get ink and not get this? Okay, cool.
15 seconds on the clock.
Alright,
Okay.
now we got this last one.
How many is that you guys got? Is that 3?
No, it's like 5.
Rabi, are you lying?
4, 3, 2.
Fridge. A window.
Rabi, let's take shots.
How many we got though? How many we got?
You got 3
Nah, out of how much?
out of 10.
So you know what
That's
the problem,
30%.
you know what the problem is?
What is the
here?
problem?
The problem here is when we didn't account for the wiping. You know what I mean?
Rabi, is this the loser in you talking?
No, guys,
is this the loser in Rabi talking?
listen, me, I'm giving you the ink, bro. The ink amounts for ink. I don't know how do you draw
also,
ink?
yeah.
How do you draw ink?
Because
That was a stage. That was a person on the stage.
That was a stage.
The drawing was nonsense. And Rabi was even nonsense at guessing. I don't know how he gets the ink.
No.
The person inside the TV. Yeah.
Guys, come on.
Okay, we
But you're
actually
very
didn't
quick.
account for all the things we needed to talk about when it came to your brand. I think you're building something great. But some of the things you've been a part of, like your showcases, you did It All the Same, which was part of
The incubator.
yes, the incubator program at the State Theatre. You did Toxic with Corey Strange. You did Bloodlines with Nels. Like, that's the list end. Where are we going next?
Wait, firstly, which one is your favorite of the three?
Morongo. Morongo
Of
is my
the
favorite.
three.
Oh, of the three.
You have to pick
Yes.
those three. Murunga's the only
Murunga
one
is-
that's not a Masai.
Because he wasn't in it. We're talking about the ones that your face showed and your persona was there.
It's all the same.
It's all the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, I enjoyed It's All the Same. It was
I'm
That's
doing
chaotic.
more.
It's all the same? No. No, I'm done. I move on.
It's rested.
Yeah, I have the recordings of it. It's fine. It's there. Maybe in the future I'll release those things, but I need to grow and progress as an artist. That's my philosophy, and I can't hang on to a good poem that won 5 years
That's
ago.
slim 5 years.
No, it's not
And do you
good.
have a new collection of work coming?
Yeah, new paintings, new poems, new plays.
Masai refused to bring a painting here.
Yes,
I'm fighting with you. So in here,
You know, something amazing that you did during these COVID times was this online jazz thing where you spoke about how jazz influenced the apartheid era and all that. I thought that was amazing. What was the inspiration for that? And who influenced your love for jazz?
It's all the same. It's all the same. I had an opportunity to collaborate with this guy. He's called Pictionary. He's an older gentleman. He's played jazz with like legends, and we sat around and we spoke about jazz and the influence it had on apartheid. You know, it was an interesting story, and I had to do something with that. Also, it took me like 2 years to do, but then I'm glad it happened when it did. That was just like even the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do a whole documentary. Actually go interview the actual people and then do an actual story, but also have poetry in it.
and of those who are no longer here but still played a good part in jazz, are you going to interview family members or people who work
people
with
that
them?
do, and this crazy thing is poetry. I mean, jazz and poetry scenes are kind of the same. Where if I know Yamoria, I kind of know Belita, I kind of know Soli. You know what I mean? They've walked with each other somehow, somewhere.
Because they're so small.
Yeah, like now, I know if I go to speak with the guy called Jonas Kwango, then I would have spoken to Miriam Makeva, Shuma Sekela, because he's worked with them. He was there. You know, so that's the best part about it. And I hope I get to do it because it's not.
Yeah, I was
Please do
actually
it.
really excited to see that. And
COVID, Chief, COVID is
Your interview behind the mouth. I don't think COVID is going anywhere actually.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
I think we should just get used to breathing.
Yeah, we're just gonna get just grow an immune for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the Queen's Fortress.
thank you for
This was
having
absolutely
me.
dope.
Bye now.
We're outside in the wild and it was great. It just worked out.
Took a virus, guys.
It took a virus.
All virus.
After
We have
we
no
see the virus,
focus.
we're like, Masai, come and join
Wow.
us. Thank you so much for pulling through. This
Maybe you
was
guys wanted to
fun.
come to my house. That's what happened, right?
Wonderful.
Come to the studio, like, nah, how did we get to
How do we see his house without being creepy?
Oh, wait, guys.
Please SMS love to 31414 and stop letting these girls play you because that poem was painful. Thank you so much for all you've said.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was fun.
Thank you for that.
Shout out. We're out.
It's
This
the
is
Queen's Fortress. This was fun.